open our meeting today with a heavy heart to pay tribute to Ed Voorhees, one of our organizers of this group. Ed and I go back a long way. We go to different groups together, all veterans groups, and we talk about armed guard. So I said to Ed after a couple of years, how about if I get this group started, would you help? And he says, absolutely. So my wife and I, Zelda there, put an ad in the paper, in the press, no, not the press journal. Press journal. No, it wasn't in the press, excuse me.
Florida Today, I think you put it in.
Well, we put it in a couple of papers, and the Barefoot Tattler, and I spoke to the owner of the 2002 restaurant, if we could have the back room. And he says, absolutely we can. So, we met that Saturday morning, and we had about 15 or 20 people show up. And we were surprised. We put in there, bring your wives, your girlfriends, your children, your mothers, we don't care. Just show up. So, after we got started, I met...
No, Ed met me in the parking lot of Winn-Dixie up there.
Oh, okay.
And he said, we're starting this thing. He says, you're armed guard. He said, would you like to come in now? So that's how I got in there.
And then we met Walt Steincheck, Merchant Marine. So after the little gathering we had, it was only like half an hour, 45 minutes to get everything started. We sat down, just like the four of us got together. And we found out then that Corky was the chief photographer of the Armed Guard. I never knew that. Walt was a professional sports writer for the Bowling League of America. And Ed, he was the treasurer of another organization. So my God, we all went together. Then they come up and said, you get it together, you be the coordinator, this and that, so that's how we got started. So we go back a long way, and that's how we got started. So
when we outgrew that restaurant, I asked Fran Adams if we could have this room here, and she said, yes, you can. And I'm not going to charge you a nickel for it.
After 3 months, we outgrew the 2002 restaurant.
Today, as we've said, we're here to honor Ed Voorhees. Edward L. Voorhees succumbed to cancer on 7 November 2011 at 84 years of age. During World War II, he was a member of the U.S. Naval Armed Guard. He retired as director of the Drug and Alcohol Clinic of Chautauqua County, New York. In his 54 years as a member of that organization, he formed the 12-step program. He touched the lives and earned the respect and admiration of his fellows. A celebration of Ed's life will be held on Saturday, 26 November 2011 at the United Church of Sebastian. Remembrances may be sent in honor of Edward L. Voorhees to the United Church of Sebastian, 1251 Sebastian Boulevard, Sebastian, Florida 32958. I'd like to add a little note in here. I think a way to remember Ed would be to make a contribution to this organization instead of to the church. I'm a member of the church, but I just think that this organization is great and it's struggling financially. And I think that if anybody wants to make a contribution, that they should do it to this chapter of the Naval Armed Guard. Ed asked that the following be read as his eulogy. The flag of the United States means so much to so many people. The stripes carry the blood, tears, and hopes of all its citizens. May you honor all those who served. God bless America. Ed served on the following ships: the SS Good Gulf, the SS Lucius Fairchild, the SS W.S. Jennings, and the USS Hank, D.E. Destroyer Escort 702. And I'd like to just say a little prayer for Ed. You all just bow your heads. Divine and gracious God, we come to you asking that you welcome Ed into your realm. We ask that you would care for him as he cared for others. We ask that you would be with his family in their time of grief, to help them to understand and to appreciate the great life and the example that Ed set for others. These things we ask in your precious and holy name. Amen.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to feel, and grace my fears relieve. How precious was that grace appeared the hour I first believed. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. 'Twas blind, but now I see.
I always went over to Ed and Elaine's house and work on their computer. And we're all going to miss a good guy. When I was over there and work on his computer, he always got headaches. I was working on it too fast. That's one of the funniest things that I have working on it too fast. He get very sick and he had to go in the other room. No matter how hard it was for me to go over there sometimes, I always felt welcome in their house. He always had to make brownies for me, all the time, making brownies. And it was always like going over there for dessert. But the best is yet to come, and later on in our lives. He will be very well missed. Thank you, guys.
So, I do want to say one thing. Last month, when we found out Ed was sick, I asked for some little donations. So I want to take some flowers to Ed. Believe it or not, and I want to thank all of you folks who donated, we had $68 in that fund for flowers for Ed. Jerry and I went over to Sherry's Florist and we wanted to buy some flowers. They looked, she says, oh, there's a nice plant. Let's get the plant, they'll always have it. And that was $48.10. So I have $20 balance in our sick fund, which I'm going to keep separate. I hope that's all right with you folks. If anybody else is sick, needs some flowers or something, we'll take it out of that sick fund. I'm going to keep that separate. So whatever you donate today would be great.
As a group.
Yeah, this is our 6th year as a group. Oh, I knew I had one more thing. Elaine. This is from C.A. Lloyd, our chairman, headquarters, North Carolina. Corky, I am sure Elaine would like to remain on our mailing list as appointed. She is a paid-up, full member. Extend our condolences. We are losing the greatest generation. Pretty fast now. Stay steady, healthy. I'll try to do the same. C.A. Lloyd.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I mean, I just have to thank you all. It was such an honor to
Probably got George there.
thanks for your generosity too. We've got $40 to give out. We got $80. Thank you so much.
It's really an honor to be here today, and I got to know Ed from Honor Flight, where we took him to, along with Labe and Rich and several others from Barefoot Bay, to Washington, D.C. And Elaine, I tell you, he was, you just never know, because he was as vibrant and as kicking that day as anybody could ever be. He was excited about being there. And he was actually showing Rich and Labe how to get around. I mean,